What's up, guys? Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz here, back at it again with Lycoris Recoil. This time we're doing blue. I am joined by my guests Carmen
What up?
and Andy.
What up? It's licorice, by the way,
That was
not
really
licorice.
that was really good. That was really good, Ollie. That was like I heard myself. I heard Andy say there.
You're like a
I
pro.
heard Brian from the past. Like I heard us all in your voice. All right, Andy, read the reverse card. Get us in here.
Okay, this is Takima, right?
Takina, yeah.
Takina. During your turn, if all your characters are like a Rekka or Weapon, this gets 2,000, so 4K on turn. And when your other licorice character or weapon is frontal attacked, you can pay one, sack it, JC it back to hand. And this is the early play condition for something earlier, right? Or not the early play condition, but like if it's in
For it
your
to get
hand.
power, yeah.
The condition for the early play, yeah.
Try fielding is
4K
so
JC, right?
goddamn easy with this shit, dude.
Fucking love 4K JC.
You literally, the best part of Leica Reco is like no thoughts level 0 tri-field, like every single fucking game. Like, because you either play the runner, right? So the way that your level 0 plays out is you play 4 of this, and you either play like the runner or that Takina bomb, or like a mixture of both, right? So you have like 8 slots to like field pluses, or like quote unquote Rickies, like they're both like field pluses / Rickies, and then like a bunch of like really good utility cards. So like chances are you have like one of each plus like the utility cards in your hand, or like another card you can attack with. So you just slam and go like every single game, and you like do not care. Especially because if you go second, this card like kills anything, and cards aren't very evasive right now. It's more like big power, or they like otherwise just get themselves off the board. So very good. All right, next. Another level 1 combo. On play, if you have another character, gets 2K. And then on attack, if you have the pants, you have 2 or more other characters. Mill top 2, choose 1 level extra lower like a record weapon character in your waiting room, add it to hand. Then you can look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put them back in any order. X equals the sum of levels of cards milled by this effect. So you cigarettes, salvage, and then you rearrange top 2. Notably, remember, we had that Gisato that hits on level 1 and higher to stock charge. So playing 2 of this and 1 of that to kind of quote-unquote guarantee your effect is very good. As well as, seeing climaxes. You can mill a climax out, avoid triggering it with your cigarettes, pick up a utility card.
Wait. Get rid of that meme rating, Ollie. Holy shit.
What the fuck?
This is like what you said earlier, Carmen, right?
It's just combo plus.
It's just like a combo with upside.
With upside, yeah. I told you that was like the theme.
It seems insane. The cigarettes, and then
it's really
look
good.
at top 2, put them back in any order.
I like playing this over the door one because I like adding the pants to the deck because you don't have a lot of climax assurance for your finisher, and getting that is like the one thing that's hard to get. So adding the pants is nice, and then you get to set up the stock charger to get a little bit of extra free stock. So the fact that your mid game is really shitty, provided you aren't in a meta where like the stun effect, the angle shot stun effect from the door combo is like putting in a lot of work, I think you just play this because it just generally helps bridge the gap. Since you have a bad mid game, you just play this and just loop your combo a bunch and set up your stalker.
Yeah, I like splitting it like pants door too, like as opposed to just 8 door. I just like splitting climaxes in general, but I like the timing on this too, or not timing, but like the ordering of it, right? Like I like that the 6 is first, and then you can like do the top 2 after. So like if you swing with this last, you can like set up a cancel for yourself, right?
Yep. If you swing with it last to when you triple, or you can use it to set the stalker, which is nice.
Shit, this isn't on reverse either. It's like just on attack.
No, just on attack. Just a good card.
And the promotional art. Look at that.
Mm-hmm. card good. All right, Ollie, next one.
I got this level 0 Takina. When this directs attacks, it gets +1 soul. And then you can send it to clock on reverse to search your deck for a 1/0 Takina and place it in this card slot rested.
Yep.
And some sort of level 1 combo.
It's like a check 5 combo that sits at 55 with a encore drawback, I believe.
Damn.
Like, not incredible, but it has a ton of fucking support around it. Because this isn't the only tutor for this card. So this we can look at the next one real quick as well. We'll just like go all the way and get to the combo here. Because it's important for even evaluating the combo because the combo's kind of mid. This is your other character in front row center slot gets 500 power. And then when you play it, you can ditch it to search for this Takina and add it to hand. Do you have like a on reverse, send this card to clock, like summon the 55, but it probably has to be to front row at level 0. So you got to hope that, you swing with this and then you go to level 1. So it like ramps out early, or you can just play this and like rip it out of deck. But these are both like 500 power like shitters that don't do anything but like rip your combo out of deck. So you like punt your entire level 0 to like always have multiple of your combo. Kind of weird, but you like Takina. You got a lot of support for your Takina waifu deck.
Well, I don't think you have to like devote your entire level 0, right? You could just run one or the other. You don't have to run all of them. You don't have to run 8 copies.
You don't.
It seems like you'd rather just run the first one.
The first one gets to attack. Well, they both get to attack, but one's a plus, the other one's not. Well, it's a plus if the Takina lives, I guess, but depends when you resolve the effect.
The Takina seems better, right? Because you either like the additional soul, right? You're either like clocking them for like huge damage. It's one of those like they either eat shit and die, or they cancel and then they're kind of like stunned and they're like stuck there at level 0 maybe.
Yeah, I mean you'll get a good chance to direct with this in the early game.
But the second, or they're both talking, I guess. But like the second one that's the assist is like, I don't know, it doesn't seem as good. I'd rather just play like 1 or 2 like the first one, like clock into like the combo with the effect, and then just like triple combo. I don't think I'd even run the second one.
I think I'd rather run like 2 of the second one than play the first one at all.
Really?
As like a drop search. Yeah. And then I'd play the. So here's the way I'm thinking about it.
Wait, what's the combo do? I don't think we did the combo yet.
The combo's just on attack, discard a level 0 card, check top 5, add 2 characters. But you also have to have 5 or less stock. The combo's like pretty mid. But if I were to play that combo, based on the way that the rest of Lyco's level 0 is, I think I'd rather play the second Takina. Because if I'm like going second on my first turn, I want to slam, like, I want to use this, search my level 1 combo, play down the JC, attack, then bounce this card back to my hand and use it again so that this card searches 2 Takinas out of my deck. Whereas if I wasn't playing the JC, I guess I'd just play the other one. But I think because the JC exists, I'd rather play the
maybe. I mean, I imagine you draw into like a number of the 1/0s just like inherently.
Probably. I mean, you're playing 4. The 1/0 itself is just like, I don't know. This like, it has too many drawbacks. You have to discard a level 0 card.
You can discard a climax though for that.
You can, but I mean the fact that you have to discard a level 0 to like start doing this, and then you add 2. Like, what if you have multiple combos? You only have 1 level 0 in hand, and you like can't find another. Like, I don't know. There's like fail cases. I don't like this combo.
How do you not find another? Like a top 5.
How do you not find another? I don't know, but I guarantee you, with the second you start playing this card, it'll happen. Because that's how Weiss
okay,
works.
but that's being snake bitten.
But it's still too many failed cases. It's 5 or less stock and has to ditch a specific card for just add 2 off the top 5. Like, no thanks.
It's on attack 5 or less stock. That
But
doesn't seem that
but
bad.
there's a Magro with there's a Magro for 4. So for 1 less card and the same cross turn power actually, with no drawback. So comparing this right to the other level 1 mill combo, where
You're right.
the other one is literally 55 all the time for no drawback and at the cost of looking at 1 less card, but doesn't have to ditch and stun standby cards. This is just like completely worthless, other than that this has Takina's face on it. But that's not even true, because the other one also has Takina's face on it. You can still play the other one and Takina waifu. So it doesn't even matter. Don't play this card.
You're right, yeah.
The only benefit of this
I guess
card
I'm
is that
looking
you
at it
have
like
these
in
2
a-
tutors. These 2, like, why are there 2 tutors to this mid combo? Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
No, I'd rather play the better combo. I was just looking at it like in a vacuum, but you're right. There is like better options that do like the same thing, accomplish the same goal.
All right, we're back to the top because I skipped a bunch. Andy, go ahead. You get the meme card.
We're posing here. What is
Sakana.
Takana.
Yeah.
this? When you play
Counter.
this, your opponent has
see
1 or
that
less
meme,
characters
Ollie?
in their front row.
Wait, what?
Where somebody made a meme of this where she goes Sakana and then the Guilty Gear Strive counter sound play.
No, that's
yeah,
kinda sick.
it's really funny. I gotta dig it up.
What does Sakana mean?
Fish?
So like
I think
fish
it
or
means fish. Yeah, they're having to dig the aquarium
Yeah.
because they're gay.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
oh darn, you ruined it.
The
for
show's
me.
pretty gay.
Food served with sake. What? It just means
Is it-
fish. It just means fish.
Sakana means fish.
Fish. It's Wikipedia. The preamble of Wikipedia tricked me. I knew it meant fish.
She's
I'm
doing
a
a fish
weeb.
pose here. When you play her, if your opponent has 1 or less in their front row, choose a cause 0 in their front row and bottom deck it. I like that it bottom decks and doesn't kill, so they don't get like death effects. That's nice. And then on play, pay 1 ditch a climax to salvage a climax. Okay, climax swap that can like bottom
Yeah.
deck remove something early. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this card's really good. The
That's
only
solid,
reason
yeah.
it doesn't see more play is that the finisher is stock costed, so you use the sack one, but this card is still really good. The second stock doesn't matter as much. You play this one every single time.
Yeah, definitely like good turn 1 going second, especially.
Yeah,
To,
just
like,
sink them.
Remove their card on field, and then like throughout the game, get your climaxes. Nice.
All right, we got Takina with a gun again. When this is reversed, you can discard a card. If you do, mill 4, exactly 4, not up to 4, exactly 4, and choose up to 1 level X or lower character from your waiting room. X is equal to the sum of soul triggers milled. Milled.
Milled.
Jesus Christ.
Sound like Brandon.
Yeah. So this is Einkrad event, but on reverse. Hate the timing, but that's a lot of deck speed. Soul Triggers Milled is about the same as like Tornado. 4 Soul Trigger. No, it's not. The Tornado's better than this.
I think it's slightly worse.
It's
than
slightly
Tornado.
worse than Tornado. But for ones and you can basically always expect to get back a 1 or a 0 off this. Like Areco zeros are very good, and pretty much all you do is loop your level 1 combos. So this is probably fine. When this card was revealed, I was a lot more hyped for this, but it turns out we have a lot better deck speed options in the set, and so we didn't need to play this because this is pretty restrictive. Like I would play the Majima before I played this, like every single time I think, for deck speed, and I don't like playing on reverse combos. So
Are you saying Tornado's better because it's a brainstorm, or because it's
it's more likely to hit higher level characters than this by a little bit, because you play a lot of characters in your deck typically.
Because Tornado has like the keyword brainstorm on it, so
Brainstorm,
like
yeah.
it interacts
That's the
differently
one
with like
thing.
if you
Yeah,
refresh, right?
Tornado uniquely does have brainstorm and can
This
go
is-
over deck.
this is effectively, well, yeah, I guess it can't go over deck.
Yeah, it
But-
goes directly to grave.
So if you have like one card in deck and play this, you just mill one.
No, you mill
You would
exactly
refresh
4.
and then
You refresh
you
and
would
then mill
refresh
4
refresh
more.
and keep
once
going?
and then mill again.
Yes. You would refresh and mill the next 3, and then choose
Because
from the
it's
next
not
3.
up to.
But the first card that you milled goes into your next deck. It's the same way as basically this reads put 4 cards into the waiting room from the top of your deck, like so.
Okay, because we use the shorthand on these videos, like the mill 4.
Yeah, but
like,
it's not brainstorm. It's put
keyword.
these put the top 4 cards of your deck into the waiting room, so they go directly to waiting room.
So it'd be put 1, you shuffle, then you would
and next 3, yeah.
next 3. Okay.
And then choose from that.
So if you go over deck, you're picking from like
A very small pool.
a reduced waiting room, yeah.
All right, next Ollie.
Okay, we got another Takina, 2-1. When a card is placed in your climax area, choose one of your characters until the opponent's turn gets 4k power, and then you can pay 1, ditch 1, rest this to check 3, add a card, and add to your hand.
It's a 2-1 version of Yang's dad.
This card's pretty good, actually.
On play,
level 1, not a level 2.
On play, cross turn 4K is like pretty good as an assist, especially in decks that slam a lot.
The fact that this does something like on top of the climax, because I feel like normally that those like
they're usually climax assists.
Power.
They've been like climax assists and like pre-Kane.
Yeah, like this does something a bit more like tangible.
I really
like
wait, this
passive. This doesn't plus you.
No, but I
discard a card. Oh,
it lets you like dig for climaxes and stuff.
I really like passive Kazumas because they just sit on your board and they can just be like deck speed and filter.
And they sit on your board, but it's starting at level 2. That's so late in the game.
It is late, but ideally you'd play this in a deck where you slam and want to keep something around. But
I guess it seems like you'd play this like at level 2, like pump something up, 4,000 power cross turn, and then like come back around into like your level 3 and like sculpt into the combo. Maybe.
It would be a lot better in a deck that played an early play combo that was better than the other one that we saw. All right, next, back to the top. Andy, go ahead.
Is this Takina?
Yep.
Okay. 3/2. When this is played on stage from hand or memory, everybody gets 3,000 power. On reverse sends to memory, and then when this is in your memory at the start of your climax phase, if you have 2 or more of this Chisato, Ricky, or this other Takina in your level zone, you can pay cost, which is discard 2, place it on an empty slot. Okay, so start of your climax step. If you have an open spot on your field, you can discard 2 cards if you have the card in your memory, and then summon this.
Yep.
And then, what's the second half here?
This is the other card, the second card here. This other Takina.
The level 0?
Yeah, it's an event Rize, and then when you play it, if you have 2 or less memory, you can just choose this Takina in your waiting room, put in your memory. So it is not only the experience requirement to summon this, but also the card that puts it in your memory early, as well as, being an event Rize.
Okay, that second card slaps. This first card, why does it matter?
It's like fine.
It doesn't give you an extra attack. It
gives you a free big body.
At the start of your climax phase,
it gives you a free big body. That's what it does.
Do you have to be level 3 for that, or
no? You can be level 2 because you have to have 2 or more of those in your level zone.
Oh, in level. Okay.
Yeah, so you have to have
So
one of each or 2 of one, and then you can early play this, and then it goes back to memory, and you can do it again.
My first reaction is that this sucks. but
It is.
it can come in at level 2, and it's a global 3,000. So maybe that's worth it.
It's like fine as like a random board breaker when you play the other Takina for like. There was a deck that needed to have a lot of deck control because there's a like camera event too that basically goes with this kind of mini package. And basically what you were trying to do was like manipulate your deck so that you played the 2-1 Takina that stock charged, the dual laner, right? Played that, and then you went down to exactly the bottom 2 cards of your deck where you shuffled back you shuffled back the standbys and you milled out your deck, and you like were setting it up so that you would generate a bunch of stock as well as standby out this Takina finisher that costs a lot of stock. And it was like very convoluted and had a ton of working parts and like never went off as much as everybody was trying to say it did. And it was not a good deck. And you played this just to have a thing to do because it was stapled to the event Risei. It was not very good. This is a woefully worse version of a card from Da Capo that was a bouncer when it came out of memory and was attached to a much better card. But it's funny because this is when she breaks through the glass. So she breaks out of memory through the glass to the stage. That's the flavor. I gotcha with the flavor.
Means nothing to me.
It's like a D plus, and then the other card's just like totally acceptable card.
What do you think, Ollie?
Whatever.
Yeah, it's really whatever.
It's just a thing that swings really big. I don't think that's what.
Yeah, to me it seems like why not just play like the event Risei and then like
what? Do literally anything
like,
else.
Why am I playing this? Yeah, it's not the worst, but
just a big money. That's it. All right. Level 0 Majima. You can play climaxes without meeting color requirement. Whoa. And then whenever you play the pants, if you have 2 or more other characters, choose one of your characters. And this turn, it gets the following ability. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, search your deck for a character. Notably, you can play multiple of this, and you can stack it all in one lane. That's actually pretty good. This level 0 combo is good. It's good.
Would you play this over the other pants combo?
No, I messed around with this, and it was worse than just playing the like other pants combo. But you know, Lycoris Recoil has a ton of cracked zeros. There's another card that can like summon a bunch of zeros to the field. We get the right cards in premium booster, this could be sick. This is really close to being like pretty sick. But it just didn't get the like pair card that it needed to go off. It came really close to getting a pair card, but it was not good enough. Next, Ollie, go ahead.
We got another Takina. 1-0 during your opponent's turn. All your other characters get 500 power. Pay 1, Restless, Brainstorm for 5 for pants triggers, and then it's a salvage Brainstorm. So 5 card pants Brainstorm for salvage.
Notably, the only pants finisher is the trial deck combo, which is really shit. So there's like no second pants to play this with.
I don't know.
You play the level 0 and the level 1 combo.
The Kermi Brainstorm's already so good. Do you like play like a terrible combo to play this card? If there's a pants finisher that gets printed, though, this is immediately like a lot better. But I don't know.
Cross turn global 500's pretty lit.
Yeah, it's like a good passive effect for Brainstorm. For the
or not cross turn, off turn global 500.
The downside of it being a level 1.
Oh yeah, it is a level 1.
But like,
fuck it is, yeah.
But like, I don't know. Maybe premium booster we get a better pants finisher. All right, here's a Takina combo, Andy. It's very involved.
All right,
you gotta read it.
Let's look at this. Oh my god, she's pointing it right at me.
Yeah,
This
she's
is a
gonna
Yu-Gi-Oh
shoot ya.
card. If this is a Yu-Gi-Oh card, we'd fucking
Be
change the
censored.
art on this. It'd be like a ray gun or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When this attacks, if you have the level 1 or lower stocked soul in your climax area, you can pay 3, ditch 2, burn 3 twice.
That's it.
Fuck. On attack, pay 3, ditch 2, 3/3.
Yep. No come and play
This is
effect.
like
No nothing else.
is this better than Yukina? Birdcage? It's like the next evolution, right? Wasn't it the
mean-
same cost? Pay 3, ditch 2?
But that was on reverse, and it was burn 2 twice.
Is burn 2/2 better than burn 3/3?
I don't know, probably.
I think 3/3 is probably better.
So the absolute nut is you play the 2/1 Takina, you stock charge a bunch, you have one of these standby to the field beforehand, you draw, you clock, you play these down, you have to brainstorm to get another card somehow to get enough cards to play this to triple it, and you attack your opponent 9 times for 3. And then your opponent cancels every instance of damage because you don't have decompression, and 3 is an easy number to cancel. At least these days, I feel.
Okay.
I don't know. I remember seeing this
I
card,
think-
and everybody was
I
like,
think like
everybody was
I
like,
think I don't think you play the fucking what's it called the swimsuit combo or whatever with like the red and the blue. The Chisato Takina. I don't think you fuck around with that shit. I think you just play this.
no, this is like,
You don't think?
no, it's too expensive. It's pay 2. You got to pay 2 to play it, and then
Pay
you got to
3
pay.
ditch you. You have so many ways to build stock, and then like
Yeah, but you
okay. The Chisato Takina combo, you're swinging 5 times with like on average burn 1 twice. Or I could just like maybe swing twice with this, or like swing 3 times like double combo here.
I don't think you're ever like
Can you double combo?
double combo is
Build 3 twice. If you can double
that's
combo
like
with this, it
that's
seems
11
better, right?
stock, right?
Is it? Well,
6 on
it's on
attack
attack.
3. That's 9. Attack. It's 9. You play it down to
Discard
6. You have to have
2 on
9.
attack.
I think it's 10, right? Is that math right? You have to have 1 floating. Yeah, it's 10.
And 8 hands.
It's 10 stock to double.
How much hand is it? Because you
Uh,
have double this.
Standby, then it's 7.
You have to play 2 of these, so that's 2. You have to play an additional card, that's an additional 3. It's still
Climax is
7
4.
cards plus climax 8 cards. If you shove up your brainstorm, 7 cards. But that's effectively not playing a quote unquote third lane. If you shove up your brainstorm and double combo, it's 10 stock and 7 cards. Versus the other one where you only have to have like nothing in your hand. It is the complete antithesis of the other combo in almost every way.
Is this what you were talking about earlier when you mentioned like a different combo?
Yeah, I told you this is like the deck that people were trying to play with. This was with the 2/1 like dual laner stock charger, where you just try to build up this like omega nut and just be like, haha, I hope I didn't blind stock enough climaxes, and then they like brainstorm for the extra cards they need to just get like raw cards and then like play as many Takinas as they can. And it was like a fucking like complete casino deck. Either you burn your opponent 10 bazillion times and they die, or more than likely what happens is like you blind stocked a bunch of climaxes, you eat shit, and you never get a chance to play your Takinas, and you just die from level 2. Or you get to level 3, you play all these down, and because you didn't interact with your opponent all game, they had the best game of their life, and they compressed, and you burn them for 3 a bunch of times, and they cancel more than half of them, and you lose.
I don't know, Carmen, but I'm looking at these combos,
Uh-huh.
and judge me if you want, but I feel like I want to go to the casino.
Well, if you're playing
Like
look, man.
This seems pretty good.
What if I told you if you decided to bring Lyco Reco to a tournament, you already you probably shouldn't bother going to the casino anyway. You should probably just stay home. You're probably losing your money. The bet, it's
okay, at that point, wouldn't you rather high roll than?
No, I would rather play the most consistent deck possible and leverage my skill as a player against other people with a consistent deck with a high floor. Because inconsistent decks with high ceilings don't typically reward skillful play. Sorry to truth bomb you. They hated him because he spoke the truth.
How is this different than?
They took Jesus to the cross for that. You're not allowed to tell the truth. What?
Wasn't Yukina pay 3 ditch too?
On reverse, yes.
Is the on reverse the deciding factor there because you get the extra stock building with it?
Well, even back then, Yukina was a ridiculous combo, and getting off double of that, people still didn't die. And the meme was that Yukina just sets up your finisher turn. Also, Bang Dream has real stock swap and real Fumio.
People gave up on Yukina fairly quickly, from what I remember.
Bang Dream also had real stock swap and real Fumio.
Yukina is on a better trigger too.
This card doesn't do anything on play. This card sucks.
It doesn't heal. Yeah, you're right.
It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. And
I'm not willing to get. I'm not willing.
It doesn't do anything except kill your opponent.
No, it doesn't because Okay, I remember everybody saying, "Oh my god, this card does so much damage," and I remember reading it, and my knee jerk. This is how far Weiss Power Creep has come. My knee jerk thought was 3 sounds like a really easy number to cancel, and I was like, "Does this card do any damage?" And it actually doesn't do any damage. Your opponent cancels it all.
I don't know, dude. I can't cancel 3s.
I can't cancel 3s. The only way I can get 3s to stick is if I stock swap someone first. Or Fumio them.
Oh, dude, I eat 3s all the time.
Fuck, I don't know how to evaluate these cards that don't have an on-play effect. You know what I mean? It's they get rid of the on-play effect because it's so strong. It's so strong that it can't have an on-play effect.
The nut, and then it's
the
absolute nut, Andy.
Wandering.
I literally did play this deck to relative success with 6 standby 2 stock soul, where I was trying to shuffle back I played the entire game to shuffle back the 2 Chisatos, right, towards the end of my deck, and then play the standby, trigger another standby, and immediately get 2 Takinas for my finisher turn for free to the back row. That deck reliably double Takina at least every single game that I played with it, where I didn't randomly eat shit and die because I conceded a ton of my deck to play shitty cards to try to make this shitty card better, which is never a good way.
Double Takina, and it wasn't the best thing ever.
No, they just fucking canceled it because you want to know what I had to do.
How many 3s are you swinging? It's you're swinging 3.
Andy, how good your finisher is doesn't matter at all when you concede the entire rest of the game to your opponent to have the best game of their life. The only way that decks like that win is when they're as absolutely stupid as Tokyo Revengers. And this deck is not Tokyo Revengers. It's discount Tokyo Revengers. It was a deck that literally tried to be discount TRV, and the TRV deck is better at doing that because it plays an actually disgusting finishing package that can kill people from 1/6, where this deck cannot. Also, that deck has stock swap, and also dice.
Curve is pretty cool.
I think that deck's dual laners are also better.
Oh yes, they're unfathomably better. It also has much better cards to facilitate the strategy. As much as I dislike the strategy and think the strategy is actually very easily beaten, if you know how it works. I don't know. The TRV play pattern is literally the biggest knowledge check in existence. The second you know how that shit works, your win rate playing the deck. The second your opponents understand how your deck works, your win rate playing the deck goes down by 60%.
No, Carmen, I play the deck in tournaments. You're full of shit. The deck is foolproof. I'm a genius.
How many times have you beaten
me with that deck?
0?
We've never played.
We
I think
have.
the point
We literally
is,
have. It's fine.
the point is, it's a great deck. Don't tell everyone this.
What happens
It's
when
a
your
great.
opponent just-
It was an incredible deck building feat, and I will say that the people that came up with that deck very smart, very nice. But I think that the play patterns to play against it are unbelievably strong, and it is a deck that mostly preys on people's not. It is mostly a knowledge check.
Didn't Dean put out a video on that?
Yes. That is part of what I am referencing. I don't completely agree with that entire video, but the base of that, where like literally Dean was like, if you know how this deck works, you shouldn't lose to it. Well, I'm not that hyperbolic on it because Weiss is still Weiss. He's mostly right. Like, you learn how that deck works and your win rate against it goes up by at least 50%. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. This talking and stuff is bad because it's just not there. If there were better standby cards and a better strategy to facilitate this, because I was able to get the double talking to the back row to like cut down the stock threshold by 4, which did make me be able to double talking in most games. I just had to give up so much of the rest of the game. Like, I literally didn't do anything the rest of the game at all. My opponent was able to run away with it, compress, do whatever they wanted, because all I was doing was trying to set this up and trying to have enough stock for it. And then I fired it off, and then my opponent was like, well, I'm more than ready for you, and nothing happened. So there has to be a better shell to end this with that doesn't like let your opponent run away with the game. Because all the shells that play it concede the entire rest of the game to the opponent, and Lycoris Recoil is not a good enough set to do that and still win. You have to play the rest of the game. You got to kill your opponent's cards and stuff.
Yeah, that seems fair. Yeah.
All right, couple left here. Whose card is this?
Who the hell is this guy? I'll read it. Who the fuck is this?
Fuki? I believe her name is Fuki. It has been a while.
What's her trait? What is that? DA?
Lycoris.
Yeah, DA.
DA. The DA is like
DA?
Their organization.
District Attorney?
The DA, yeah, Fuki. Her name's Fuki. The DA is like the government organization that trained all of the girls, but Chisato is like exiled because she won't kill anyone, and Takina got kicked out and wants to get back because she was like disobeyed orders and was bad at her job. So they, as a punishment, they sent her to work at the cafe with Chisato to like get better.
Wait, they actually work at like a cafe?
Chisato
That's
like
their,
Chisato was like, Takina, you're a little bit too uptight and you need to have fun. And like she just constantly like challenges Takina's like ideals and stuff. Basically, Lycoris Recoil is hot fuzz.
Lycoris Recoil.
Lycoris Recoil is hot fuzz with cute girls. Which Lycoris Recoil is just hot fuzz.
That's a good movie.
It is a good movie. Anyway,
so what's her other trait?
DA and weapon. Every card is weapon.
Okay, so when your character direct attacks, choose. When you direct attack, you shrink one of their front rows 1,000.
Any character direct attacks.
Yeah. Choose one of your opponent's front rows. It gets -1,000. And then send this to clock. Look at 4 from top. Choose a Lyco Reco. Add to hand. That is an interesting pairing of effects. I don't know how much I care for that.
This card's turbo crack.
This seems like a back row character or like a good card to clean cut. But we haven't seen a clean cut.
Well, we have JC, same thing.
Okay.
This
when your
card's
character
turbo
direct
crack.
attacks, choose one of your opponent's front row characters. It gets -1,000.
It's
Turbo crack.
right?
Like I feel like when you direct attack, you would have to have 2 open lanes to get -2,000.
No. You only need 1 because you played the Mizuki that minuses 1,000. That's a start, and then you direct once, then you -2K, pop a card, direct again, maybe win another lane, You can like at level 0 because of this card, like scale multiple oversized lanes with this plus Mizuki with only like one empty slot.
Which one's the Mizuki? That's the
Fuka Zero.
Or
Yeah,
Fuka
the one that minus
the minus
1,000 on play.
yeah. So you chain that with this because it's when any character direct attacks, including yourself. And then you play this with the 4K JC, you're getting over whatever you need to. And then you have the broken fucking administrator effect. This shit is fucking like unbelievably broken. It's not even level restricted. It's even better. It grabs any character. It's an even better version of the administrator effect.
You mean administrator, like send this to clock, look at 4?
Yeah. The card's fucking broken. And this is an even better version of that. This card is like absolutely insane. This is
really?
like, yeah, this card's nuts. Keeps you from getting level locked. Gives you first deck speed. It's blue, which is good if you're playing the pants level 1. It's a good card to level, and it sends itself to clock. Because you're like playing.
I mean, like that second effect seems pretty solid, but like that first effect seems pretty shit. Like when your character direct attacks, you're only getting that off like once.
No.
Like if they have like 2 open lanes, then
you get it multiple times. It's every time any character direct attacks, Andy, including itself. If your opponent has a single open lane, and how many cards are 2K? How many cards have you sat across from in Weiss Schwarz?
If they have a single open lane, you're getting a minus 1,000 power.
No, you chain it with the Mizuki. You get -2. And not to mention there are a bazillion cards.
Wait, the Mizuki was on play minus 1,000.
Yeah, and then you direct, and then you get another minus 1,000, and then this directs into the lane that just got popped. So say, okay, Andy, how many times have you sat down across from your opponent? Your opponent plays.
They have like a 2K card down, right? You play the Mizuki, you give it minus 1,000, you swing direct, kill the card, and then you have like another open lane.
Yes.
Is that what you mean?
Yes, that happens like all the time. How many times have you sat across from somebody where their opening play going second is play an oversized play a utility card? This literally pops their entire board and gives you an extra direct that you otherwise wouldn't have. Just while also being a deck speed utility card. That stops you from being
board like on my swing back.
No, on your attack. They have a card that's 2K or less and they're oversized. You play the Mizuki, minus, put it down to 1K. Direct with any card. Pop that card. Direct in that card's lane. Shrink the oversize again. Swing over it with 4K JC. It literally beats like 4K plus utility card. Which is like a fairly...
but that's like literally only the second turn of the game.
Yeah, but for every other turn of the game, this is a deck speed tool that can clock you, which is very powerful.
When do you want to clock yourself other than like early game?
Anytime you want to be at the next level, which is a very powerful thing in the modern game.
Below.
Yeah. Or set blue, yeah. Does it send self?
Maybe. I mean, I agree. Like that second effect is very powerful. But that first effect just doesn't seem good enough for me. Well, it doesn't seem relevant enough.
Okay.
To like get multiple direct attacks to like trigger it.
I gotta dig into this because you gave the Mizuki an S. And this card is literally almost the same, and you're giving it a D. You got it. I gotta have more than that.
The Mizuki is the
first yellow card.
The Mizuki is an on-play effect to minus 1,000 power. That's completely detached from whatever your opponent's doing. I don't need to have open lanes to attack with. I don't need to do anything. It's just minus 1,000 on play. That's it. I can also just like play over it and get like the effect I already want for it. Now I got to get back to this other card here. Where are we here? Okay. And I mean, I guess you can like just send this to clock, look at 4, but like It's like the pairing of the effects too. Like the So these cards, I guess, in a sense, do the same thing, right? Like it's minus 1,000 power, and then like look at 4 cards, but one of them's clocking you and one of them's not. This card is clocking you, this blue card, but the Mizuki is not clocking you. It's just more of a traditional Chiori effect. This is just like a you don't even get to attack with this. You send this to clock, look at 4 cards.
It also grabs anything.
Okay, whatever. It's like not like just eliminate the minus 1,000 power effect from both cards. The first one is like a Fukuzero Chiori effect. This one is send it to clock, look at 4.
Right.
I gave admin an A.
And one only grabs level 1 or higher. This grabs anything.
I gave admin an A, and it only grabs level 1 and higher. This card's even better than that. It gets an A+. Admin's broken.
Admin sucks. She never hits.
What do you mean? Admin hits all the time.
I never hit on admin.
It's a shame Lycoris doesn't have, what is it? Card like the scene on Brainstorm to burn and then send itself to clock. To give yourself another card to burn again. I think the direct attack thing is like, as someone who's played the set a lot, when I'm building Lycoris decks of any kind, I immediately slam 4JC2 of this card before I like put anything else in the deck.
Am I just getting hung up on the minus 1,000 power?
Yeah. And I don't even know. You normally like go cuckoo over that effect, so I don't know why you don't like it here. The second you see minus any power, you usually.
I mean, I think the
give
play
everything
pattern
an A.
Carmen mentioned is like a pretty real play pattern.
It happens all the time.
You pretty often field an oversize on like some like shitty utility card.
Okay, put it this way, Andy. If you read that if instead of that first effect, let's do this. Let's do a little experiment.
Okay.
Where's the format thing? Format, text, strike through. What if this says when why am I still strike through? I hate auto. When this card attacks, give one of your characters +1 soul if you are at level 0. What about now?
You have to be at level 0?
Well,
I mean, you're not killing anything.
It's a weird restriction. If it's like an on attack, give off soul, and then like send a clock.
Yeah.
I feel like that would scale better throughout the game. Giving an extra soul throughout the game seems like a better scalable effect.
It's only at level 0.
If you are at level 0.
Power. If it's only at level 0, then I don't care. Like, I would think that's kind of a crap effect then.
I think that reads pretty nuts, actually. Or
you only have to be at level 0? That means anytime you're level 1 or higher, this card sucks.
No, this card's sick, actually, because it has this line of text that's broken.
Yeah, you have a second effect.
This line of text, this is OP. This is broken.
Send a clock, look at 4 cards for a character?
Yes, this is completely, this is broken. Because this card is...
Okay, alternatively, what about like level 0s that say like you play it, then put a card from your hand into your clock, look at up to X cards for a thing?
No, because this card uniquely exchanges itself costlessly and does not require me to discard another card. This card can, on its own...
So the benefit for this is that it's a 1-for-1 instead of like playing the card and exchanging another card.
Yes.
Okay.
For a cost that at the times when you do it does not matter.
So like later in the game, for example, like when you want to like just dig for something, this can like exchange.
Or just you have to deck speed at any cost. And on first deck, it's pretty much at level 0 and level 1. You just fire this thing off whenever. Who cares? It's just free deck speed. But when you have it in the early game, especially with the JC, it does effectively give one of your lanes +1 soul in the early game, which is really strong. And if you ever get a direct lane any other time in the game, it's on attack +1k somewhere while having this cracked utility effect. That's nuts.
Okay, I see what you're saying now with like the -1,000 like translating into like the plus soul, because like you clear their lane with the -1,000 power stacking up.
Yes.
Which opens the lane, which is like a plus soul.
And that happens. That happens very, very often in Modern Weiss Schwarz, where every card is Every card is one of two things: an oversize that is either evasive or bigger than it ever should be, or a completely overloaded piece of shit utility card that is 1,500 power. Or less.
Okay. So I'm getting a +1 soul one time. Who cares? That's like
a
single turn in the game.
Yeah, but it gives you an extra direct.
It's also killing
their card.
It's clearing their board too.
Like popping something.
I guess this is part of, this is part of like the clear effect.
Popping something is generally strong. What if they have a bomb on the board that they've left out there expecting to trade with your card? Then they just lose it.
Who fucking cares? No one cares about bombs. You just side attack.
Yes, they do. What if we literally just looked at a card that it's a bomb that has an on reverse effect, like the Takina. It has to become reversed for its effect. It outs on reverse cards as well by popping them, of which there are many.
Okay, you pop theirs. Okay. I don't know.
The second effect alone.
I still just don't like it that much.
The second effect
I'd be hard
alone.
pressed to sleeve this up.
The second effect alone is an A effect. We can go and look at the admin, which I literally pasted in from Sal, where everybody was like, yeah, this card's cracked. And it literally practically doesn't have a first line of text at all. And this is a better version of the second effect, because it can add any character for Lycoris Recoil, because Lycoris Recoil doesn't have level 1 events.
I gotta read the admin. What's the admin you're talking about?
It's the same. It's this. I literally pasted it in the site review as the next card. It has the same second effect.
Oh, wait, here
except it adds level 1 and higher.
I gave admin an A-.
Yeah.
Look at the top 4.
Okay, well,
this was very early.
At the top of your deck, choose up to 1 level 1 or higher card.
And it effectively.
This card is placed on stage from hand. You could send this card to clock load the top 4 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 level 1 or higher card. Reveal to your opponent. Yeah, I wasn't on that set review, Carmen.
Well, I'm just saying.
I
didn't
say generally. I would have said it fucking sucked when I was on it then.
Okay, but that is but we can see that is objectively untrue, because we have
people. Do people play this card?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
It's
you skipped it. Yes, Andy, you skipped an entire tournament season where people played nothing but Alice. This card was a 3 of plus in literally every single deck in top that top 8'd that was Sal. And it is a backbone of their strategy.
I'm being gaslit here. That's what it feels like. I don't like it. I don't like this
card.
Well,
Andy, when you give a card that is eerily similar and protest the -1,000 of one card that on death mills, and we have a card so frighteningly similar, and you say it sucks. This is what we're here for.
Like a pretty startling difference. You give that one an S.
I think for me, it's like I agree. Like you can watch like the -1,000 power effect, but like the send a clock look at 4. I don't know if that's like that doesn't seem like insane to me when I see other level 0s that are like on play, hand a clock, like look at 5 cards. And those are considered bad, but this is considered insane.
Okay, do you actually think that on death, check 4 at a level 1 versus send a clock, check 4 at anything is a 4 letter grades worth difference?
I gave the other card an S because of like everything considered with it, but like.
This is what we're here for.
That's,
we haven't had
send
one
clock.
of these in a
Yeah,
long
it
time,
has
brothers.
been a while.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. The send a clock, look at 4 does not seem like an A+ effect to me. Because I compare that to like other level zeros, hand a clock, look at 4 or 5 cards, and those suck. So I don't know. Maybe in practice it plays better than like it reads.
The crutch.
Are you stuck on the fact that it goes to clock?
Yeah, are you stuck on the
because
cost?
it is the same economy as the other card. It's
actually better. It's actually better, Ollie, because you don't have to discard an additional card. So like the play patterns with this, specifically with JC or Shinobu, whatever you want to call it, is pretty crazy. Because you get all the benefits of its like attacking effect with a direct attack, which can give you direct lanes, can pop cards that have on-reverse effects and all that. And then the card becomes a +1 that then exchanges itself, which you might not want to play, for 4 cards mill and another card off the top of your deck.
Well, how is it plussing though?
What do you mean it becomes a +1?
I said in tandem with JC. You JC this.
Oh
back
yeah,
hand,
no.
I was saying like I don't know if I got cut off.
You can JC anything and it's a +1.
But you can't JC. You can't JC Fuka 0. And
this
it's not a +1.
Into a better. This converts into something off top 4.
And if you JC Fuka 0 and overplay it, it's still a minus. If you JC this and resolve its effect, it's still a plus.
This effectively becomes a top 4 Ricky with JC.
Yeah. Or just raw played from hand, go even, check 4, exchange for another card. Wow, it's a camera. That's a character. Insane.
Okay, in that case, though, you need JC and this card as opposed to just having the Fuka
Which is
0.
a very normal case. But this card is also strong in and of itself as just a card you immediately send a clock on exchange.
So, sending this card to clock, exchanging it for the top 4 of your deck for a character is like an A+ effect.
I think so. I think admins.
And why in every other previous video you've given like cameras like a C?
Well, those are events.
I'd rather play a fucking camera event than play
because
this.
That card.
I don't have to clock myself.
Because events can't attack.
Oh, fuck off!
It can't be grabbed.
Yeah, they can't attack.
I'd rather play a camera event than play this.
Okay, well, this is a level 0. It's also a card that can attack in the early game when I draw it.
Okay, well, camera events don't clock myself.
Camera events can't be played to the board at level 0 and attack.
I could play a different level 0 and attack with it.
Okay, but this is slot efficiency. This is 2 things at once.
Okay, whatever. This is like a good tech card. I'd play this for 1 of maybe. How many of this would you play in your deck?
I play 2 in pretty much every Lycoris Recoil deck.
That's fair.
I mean, I literally just think
that's fair. But like, I don't think it's like
look, Andy,
broken. I don't think it's like an A+.
You did not play in this past competitive season, and I think Ollie and I can both tell you, like with absolutely no joke, no like thing on our face, that we both played and sat across from an endless amount of people at all levels of play, playing 3+ of this administrator card with a equivalently as good for the deck it was played in, level 1 and higher, for specifically Alice was just as good as character for its deck. And I think both Ollie and I can tell you with absolute certainty, as well as anyone else who played during the past competitive season where Alice was legal, will tell you straight out that the administrator effect is unbelievably powerful when used correctly.
The administrator effect being the send a clock, look at 4 for a card. But is that in context of Sao Alice?
No. And what proved that to me was sleeving this one up and playing it. And I was like, oh yeah, the effect itself is actually OP.
Well, I think the fact that this grabs anything
when you're
is-
not playing, when you're not an event-based deck. Yeah.
yeah,
I say the admin was
what
as good
pushes-
for Sal because Aincrad was an event that you played, which made it just as good. It's just an insanely good effect because it has more utility than all those things you said. Camera, Fuka Zero, all those things. It has more utility than those because clocking yourself is inherently powerful in the modern game. Because getting level locked can be a game loss. Getting locked out of your finisher can be a game loss. Like, being able to modulate your clock at the correct time is very, very powerful. So if you play this card even in multiples, you can clock yourself multiple times.
On-demand mill is just good.
Yeah.
I do
And
agree
this is
that,
mill
yeah.
that doesn't require you to have to be able to play it over like the Fuka Zero is.
This card also removes itself from the board, which is powerful when you're playing stuff like Standby. Not that this set has it, but like in general.
I mean, this card's like half of a profile that like literally doesn't get printed anymore.
I mean, it was only this and admin, and they never printed it again. And Lycoris Recoil, I'm sure if Lycoris Recoil gets the right cards at Premium Booster, this will be up there.
For what it's worth, I like this better than the admin card that you show after this. I like this card a lot better than the admin.
I just pasted that in to do a comparison.
Do a comparison, yeah. I like this a lot better than the admin, but just as like a first pair of eyes looking on it, I'm gonna stick with what I have as the D. But like I see where you guys are coming from. For what it's worth.
Well, we somehow took 20 cards and turned it into an hour, so we have
yeah.
I'm satisfied.
I think the clock effect's powerful. I think it really is, but like an A+, I don't know.
Well, I also don't think it's a D.
I see how it could be.
Yeah, I don't think it's a D, but
I think you're on the opposite side of the spectrum on this one.
Yeah, I think we can just move on if we're not going to reconcile. All right, next. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just going to read these and we're going to get out of here because we have 3 cards left. This is Majima. If you have less cards in hand than your opponent, gains 4K. This is Majima's thing, apparently, is having less than your opponent. He's very punished. And then when this is played on stage from your hand, you can pay 1 ditch to. Wow, that makes your continuous effect go off. Crazy. If you do, choose up to 3 level 0 or lower weapon characters in your waiting room and place them on the stage in separate slots. So this is how you, like, have additional copies of the level 0 combo that, like, attack and give their abilities to another lane. And then you just, like, shit them out again every single turn. And this card can swing at 8K. So this is the card, like, intended to get the reverse. And he thins your hand out with his effect. So this was like the almost good enough card to pair with the level 1 combo. It just like wasn't enough on its own. But the level 0 combo might be good enough eventually. So I'll give him the C+.
He'll get support in the premium booster, trust.
Hopefully. 1-0 event. If you don't have a character, can't play it from hand. It is a camera, and then you can choose a card from your level zone and 1 card in your waiting room and swap them. It's a camera.
Cadman.
D for camera.
It's just like
again, you normal effect, and you staple another effect to it.
Yeah.
That's
the trend.
It's got a restriction, dude. If you don't have anything on board,
can't play it. Insane.
Can't play it.
2-2 event. I actually cut this from the set review and then had to put it back in because there was another card that worked with it. It's not very remarkable. It's a 2-2 event. You choose a Chisato, choose a Takina, add them back, choose one of your characters, give it 3K, and then you reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a level 0 or lower character, you get to send it to stock, so it might play for 1.
Oh, it's like Magical Girl Returns.
It is a +1, yeah.
But it pluses.
Yeah, it's a 2-2, like salvage 2 plussing event, which are usually in trial decks, except this one might play for 1. It's not good. Notable profiles. We got a 2 or more other characters on board, +1 level and 500 power clean cut. 2500 power clean cut ain't getting it done, even if it is level 1. Maybe with the minus power, you could get a reverse, but who knows?
Ooh.
At the start of your climax phase, give 1k anywhere, and then you can ditch 1, look at top 2, add 1 pants support. So anytime you trigger a pants, you do that. That's this this other level 0 Takina here. Got a 1/0 ditch 2 anti-change counter to waiting room. Always nice when sets have that, so that you can anti-change your opponent when you're at level 1. Something that you have to watch out for if you're queuing into Lycoris Recoil. And then we got this Kurumi. She's a top 2 rearrange, as well as a pay 1, ditch a character, look at top 3, add 1. Very weird that this is ditch character and not just discard card for Cosma, but I guess top 2 rearrange and Cosma on the same card was deemed too strong. And then we got a 2/1 that's plus 6k against level 3s, and it's also a Shimakai. So it might help you win 2 lanes against early plays. Getting into the box stopper promos, lightning round. Just quickly go through here. A lot of these are actually playable. So on play, pay 2, free fresh. Pretty decent card. 1/1 for each of your other Lycoris Recoil weapon characters gets 500 power, and then it has Harna Encore. Yep. Sounds about right. Very weird, Ricky. On play from stage to hand, you can pay 1, clock yourself to search your deck for a level 2 or higher character.
Oh, it's seen
Show
on
it to your
Ricky.
opponent, add it to hand. It's weird, dude.
Wait. Hey,
Yeah, this
play.
This is the old Sword Art profile.
Search for a
Never
2
played
or
again.
higher.
Yeah.
It's
Fucking sucks.
a Xenon from fucking Extra Booster 1
What?
that did this.
Like hella
It was
old.
It was the best plus 0 they had for a while.
That's insane. Add your resonator to hand. Maybe, dude, the future premium booster, resonate. Add your resonator to hand. Insane.
I don't know, maybe.
Who knows? A blank standby.
This is
No,
a
I
box
am
topper?
not kidding. This is a box topper. Yes.
Strong.
I cannot remember the last time they did this, or if they ever did this ever.
Don't think
Afterwards.
they have.
Add design space. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I don't like box toppers in general. The idea of box toppers is abhorrent, especially when they're relevant. When this attacks, you can discard a card. If you do, bounce a character back to hand, so you can bounce one of your own characters back. And it's a cost bomb. This is actually fine. It's a totally cool tech card.
Ew. Discard to bounce back?
Yeah, you bounce one of your characters back.
Bounce
yeah.
back something that's reversed. Okay, it's on
Or
attack.
any of
Alright.
your characters. So you bounce back something that you already attacked with. It just lets you recur
It's
stuff.
reuse an on-play effect if you want.
Then we got this 2/1 Takina, level assist, and then you can pay 2, rest this to look at up to 2 cards from the top of your deck, choose a card from among them, add it to hand, send the rest to waiting room. So you just look at 2 and take one of them. Plus.
Why wouldn't I just play Majima?
Because she's got her pick in her mouth, looking cute.
That's
Kind of
true.
expensive, yeah.
Yeah.
She's got the hoodie,
Mm-hmm.
the
Give it the
fishnet
plus.
sleeves.
All right, so that was Lycoris Recoil. We had a good old chat for the first time in a long time. It's been a long time for one of those. But talking about Lycoris Recoil in general, what do you guys think of it? Just looking at it, and then I will tell you what Japan thought of it afterwards, and we will compare the differences.
Well, I think my thoughts on it are it seems solid but unimpressive. It seems like if you wanted to get into the game to play Lycoris Recoil, it seems like a solid set. Like a competitor for sure, but I don't think it does anything that's like, how do I put it? Like it doesn't set itself apart really.
Okay.
Good.
That's a
Doesn't really
good
do
take.
anything phenomenal. It's pretty much just like average Joe the whole way through.
I don't
Like
disagree.
your level 1 combos are pretty good. Your level 0s, your level 1s are pretty good, but like your level 3 is pretty lacking.
Yeah. Level 2 and 3 are definitely weak. Ollie, what do you think?
I think it's got a lot of cool, unique effects, but it seems pretty underpowered for the current meta.
Yeah. Japan voted Lycoris Recoil as the worst set of 2023.
It's kind of
So
harsh.
it
It doesn't
is
seem
kind
that
of
bad.
harsh. I don't think it's that bad, but you gotta like things like Chainsaw Man and Puzzle and Dragon came out in 2023, so it's like you can't like comparatively. It is actually like so much fucking worse. To the point where like yes, there are individually strong cards. I think like Areco has strong bones. Like Andy said, the 0 and the 1 are actually good. But it has nothing to differentiate itself. It released into a mid-game meta with absolutely no mid-game at all. In a meta where Slime and Alice were around, it released with no answers to either, which was very frustrating for players. Thankfully, one of those now is banned. Slime is still around, slightly neutered, but not really neutered. Banlist didn't really do a lot to curb its power. So it'll be a little bit less of a struggle in English when it comes out. But and then the finisher was like it was efficient and okay, but it wasn't anything like Andy said. It's like, Carmen, you sound like you're really pushing it. Yeah, I am really pushing it. It's fine, but it's not anything crazy in a world where Nay exists or like which is like Super Gura. Like you can't release a set that it might have good bones, but it just doesn't have anything else going for it. But hopefully, Premium Booster is going to come out in JP soon, not in English. Hopefully. I think Bushiroad has pretty much free reign over this license. So, hopefully we get that English. But, yeah, that is kind of how it went. I think it'll have a better time in English for sure. Especially since Alice is gone. Playing this into Alice meta was miserable. One bad matchup in Slime that's like really bad. You have incidental really like gross outs to Overlord in the early game, which will help. But again, lacking a mid game is really bad. You can't lack a mid game in Modern Weiss. You have to have some kind of X factor at 2 and 3. But all right, we are getting into the EN product stream is coming on soon, so we're gonna wrap up here. Ollie, you got any shout outs?
No, I'm good.
All right. How's the maxing of Guilty Gear going? Working on it? Painful? Yeah. Pretty painful.
The worst part is I need so many SPs. It wouldn't be as bad if I didn't need so many.
Yeah. Is what it is. Upcoming content, more set reviews, more deck techs. Definitely gonna revisit Guilty Gear. But we're gonna get out of here and check out that reveal stream. By the time this goes up, you'll have already seen it. So yeah, definitely looking forward to some pretty insane reveals. One of which I see.
Grisaya said too. I feel it.
One of which I see in my other monitor right now.
Oh, we're gonna be reviewing it next time on this channel. Grisaya said too.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Oh, we're gonna be.
Maybe.
Oh, it's coming.
All right.
Oh, I hope it is.
Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz signing off, and we'll see you all in the next one.